guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to hop on and do a review of this Sunny Health spin bike. This is the Sunny Health SF-B1423. We purchased this in September of 2018 for $250, and we've had it for a little under 2.5 years. It's currently the end of January 2021. I think it's a great budget alternative to a Peloton style bike. So today what I'm going to go over is our use case, kind of why we chose to buy this bike, the delivery and the setup, and then I'll go over pros, and then finally I will go over cons, and I will put timestamps for all of these sections down in the description box below. So we bought this bike because we were living in a condo, and in our condo there was no gym in the building, and we wanted a cardio workout, to be able to do in like the winter when we couldn't run outside. So the thing about living in a condo, of course, is that we had limited room and we lived above someone. So not only did we want kind of a cardio workout, but we couldn't really get something like a treadmill where, we would be kind of bothering the person below us and it would take up a ton of space. Like I said, in the summer, we kind of ran outside and we didn't need to be doing cardio inside. So this was more of a thing that we used in just the winter months. So it was kind of a, backup option, things like that. And currently we do have a Sunny Health treadmill. I will, link that review down below if you're kind of deciding between the two. So we do still use this as kind of like a backup option. My husband in particular uses this when his knees are kind of hurting from running because it's obviously a lot more low impact, and so it's still a good cardio workout without, hurting your knees or anything like that. So in terms of delivery and setup, this bike was delivered to us through UPS. It was, a relatively small package relative to like other kind of exercise equipment. So there was no need to schedule something like a special delivery. We didn't need to have like a delivery window or anything like that. It was just delivered, normal UPS stuff and dropped off in the mailroom in our condo. It was pretty heavy, so just, to get it upstairs into our unit, we just used the cart that our condo has for that purpose, and we used the elevator to get it upstairs. If you got it delivered to your house and you didn't have a cart and you didn't have an elevator, you could potentially assemble it, like, in your entryway and then roll it to wherever you needed it to go. I think setup was pretty doable. I think for the two of us, it probably took, an hour and a half. The most annoying thing about it, which is kind of true of all assembly nowadays, is that they gave you, that kind of typical hex screwdriver. So you had to kind of, an Allen wrench, right? So you had to use that instead of something that could be more comfortable like a screwdriver. To be quite honest, I don't remember much about the setup, so I can't really give you the specifics about whether you need 2 people, whether there's any kind of complicated thing involved, but honestly, the fact that I don't remember much about the setup really tells you that the setup couldn't have been that hard. We are not handy people. I am not a strong person, so if there was any kind of really necessary heavy lifting in putting this together, we wouldn't have been able to do it. So it was doable for 2 relatively not handy people. So starting with the pros, the biggest pro obviously of this spin bike is the price. Like I said, we got it for around $250, so you're getting kind of a similar spirit of workout to a Peloton for a very small fraction of the price. Another big pro of this item is the small footprint. So I zoomed you out here so you could see the spin bike relative to the treadmill that we have, and you can see obviously that the kind of space that this spin bike takes up is much smaller than the treadmill. So again, if you're living in kind of a tight space, it is a great option for you. Another pro of this bike is that it is reliable. We have had it for 2.5 years, or a little under 2.5 years, like I said, and it survived a local move from a condo to a house. So it's been perfectly reliable. It survived a move. I just have nothing to complain about in terms of that aspect. Another pro of this bike in terms of, back to kind of the space it takes up, is that it doesn't need to be plugged in. So you can kind of put it really anywhere that you want in your house or your condo, and you don't need to be near an outlet. Another pro is that it comes with all the kind of necessary features that you would want to be able to keep track of what you're doing on the spin bike. So it comes with a very basic digital display, and that display will tell you the time, speed, distance, calories burned of your workout. Another pro is that it's fairly adjustable in terms of being able to move the seat and the handlebars. You can use that knob there to move the seat up and down, and you can use that knob there to move the seat front and back. So you can find a relatively comfortable position for people of most heights. And for the handlebars, you can use that knob there to move the handlebars up and down, again, to be able to accommodate people of different heights. Another pro is that for such an inexpensive spin bike, it does have pretty adjustable resistance. So you adjust the resistance by moving this knob right or left. Right is obviously more resistance, left is less. And it is, I would say, you know, the most adjustable it could possibly be, because there's no like set increments of resistance. You are literally kind of gradually increasing and decreasing resistance as you turn that knob left and right. Another pro is that it is pretty easy to move around. There are wheels up front here near the kind of big spinning wheel. So you just pick up the back of the bike, tip it forward, and you can move it, you know, wherever you want. My husband can move this by himself pretty easily. I have never tried, but I'm sure I could as well. It's a little bit awkward to move on carpet, obviously, because wheels don't roll as easily on carpet, but he can do it just fine, moving it, you know, around this room. So starting with the cons of the bike, the kind of biggest con to me is the resistance. Like I said, it is analog resistance, so you don't really know what resistance you're at. It's not like a digital display where you can, you know, go up in increments of 0.1 or anything like that. So that is going to make it a little bit hard to follow kind of a workout like Peloton or something like that, because if they say go up to resistance 5, you don't really know where that is on your dial. For us, we just kind of reset it back to where it was when we started. You know, we try to keep track when we are on the spin bike of how many turns that we've done. So, you know, that's one full turn. And then we'll try to put it back to where we started to kind of give us a like baseline level of resistance for our workouts. But that is an extra thing you have to think about when you are using this bike, because there's no way, at least that we found out, to keep track of like where your resistance is on this bike. Another con of this bike is that I find the seat pretty uncomfortable. You know, to be completely honest, or like completely fair, we have not, you know, replaced the seat. We haven't gotten one of those nice like gel insert seats or anything like that that you can buy for a spin bike. So, you know, we could replace this and maybe it would be more comfortable. And also, you know, even my coworkers who have a Peloton or like a higher end spin bike say that they have to buy things like padded bike shorts in order to be able to do a workout comfortably on their bikes, you know, to avoid any kind of pain. So I don't necessarily think that this seat is particularly uncomfortable on the spectrum of all spin bikes. It's just that maybe I'm not used to sitting on a bike seat as much, so I find it a little bit uncomfortable. I think I'll probably just invest in some padded bike shorts at some point so that I can kind of use this more comfortably. But yeah, that's, you know, another con. Another con is that this bike does not come with a heart rate monitor. So what we actually did is we got a, you know, this like chest strap from, I think, Amazon, and it connects. It's like a chest strap that you strap across your chest, and then it connects to an app on your phone, and that's how you can keep track of, obviously, your heart rate. So we don't necessarily need that on this spin bike, and there's definitely ways to get around that. And, you know, saving a couple $100s on a spin bike that doesn't have a heart rate monitor and then spending, you know, $20 on a heart rate monitor seemed like it was worth it to us. Another con is that the bike does not have a device holder, so if you wanted to put like your phone or something, it would be a little bit tough. You know, if you had like a tablet, maybe you could rest it against this part here, but if you have a phone, I think it will probably fall through here and it'll be kind of leaning a little far back. We have actually solved this in two ways. One, you can see we have a monitor there that we keep meaning to set up but haven't yet. So, you know, if you had like an extra TV or something, obviously you don't need to look at your phone. But the other thing that we do is we take a tripod. You know, we have a tripod, which is what I'm using to film right now. And, you know, we just put the phone on the tripod, we put the tripod in front of the spin bike, and it works out perfectly fine to be able to watch whatever we want to watch on our phones. So yeah, that was my review of this Sunny Health spin bike. It's a great, reliable budget spin bike for someone who has, you know, a small place that they just want to be able to do some cardio in. I think it's a great option if you are looking for kind of a temporary solution right now because gyms are closed and you can't really go anywhere and you live somewhere cold maybe. And I just think it's a kind of great, reliable little machine. It may not have like the fanciest features, but it is reliable and it will give you a good workout. So that's kind of what I have for the review. I will link this bike down below so that you can see, you can see it on Amazon and you can decide if you want it. And I will also link my review of our treadmill in case you are kind of deciding between different kinds of cardio machines. So thanks guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.